everybody. Happy New Year. I hope that this new year is going great for you guys, that you've had a wonderful holiday season. I'm MJ. I'm the founder of Ultra Love. I do lots of tarot readings here. I teach yoga, and there's a Patreon community. They get ad-free first access, weekly readings, and access to the Be the Change online courses, which really are the pillar of the brand for sustainability, spirituality, and freedom. And you can book private readings. So, divine guidance and love and clarity. We're going to go through all signs for the month of January. We're going to pick out the most important messages for each sign and anyone who stumbles upon this video as we approach 2025, the year, what would be the number 9? You know, cycles of completion, really, truly, globally, and of course, personally. Divine guidance and loving clarity, all to love, community, divine guidance and loving clarity for January 2025. We're going to look at Aries. So we're starting with the Aries lovers, divine guidance and loving clarity. So right away, I'm getting the message for you, Aries, that you're going to be getting emotionally clear on your desires. There could be a King of Cups here. Well, there is a King of Cups here. There could be a benevolent King of Cup. You can swap around the genders, especially with these general readings. Okay, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Disclaimer, these are for fun and entertainment and as a way to promote the brand. So the King of Cups energy here is really coming in strong, offering you strength, a sense of faith and commitment. The Wheel of Fortune's reversed, which is sort of indicating that there could be some downturns. There could I'm feeling like this could be to do with finances. There could be some messages that come through that are somewhat destabilizing. But this is a positive judgment. So even if there's messages that come through that, I'm getting a weird message like owing the taxman money, or like something that's like, brutal, I have to pay this, or something with the work, or an idea, or something you've been thinking about. It might be like the message might feel negative, okay? Or it might on the surface appear to be like, oh no, I've lost this thing, or I'm going to lose out, or whatever. But there's a positive judgment for you, and it is going to help you balance things. It's going to help you kind of balance out your life. So let's get. So for some of you, you're also going to be heading into a new beginning, possibly in love. Even if it's a sense of creative inspiration, Aries, where you're tuning into your sense of faith or spiritual practice in such a way that you're feeling more alive, more full of love. Yeah, okay, so there's definitely that negative message is more than likely for most of you connected to work, or a loss of work, or a change. Like the way you used to make money is changing, and there could feel as though there's like a bit of a loss. But again, this is a positive judgment. So funny, right? Because the Seven of Cups, that first energy reverse, I was like getting emotional clarity. There's something all connected here about your emotional expression, your ability to be yourself, and how that energy integrates itself in your working life, or how you're generating money. So again, a shift or a downturn or a change is actually guiding you or inspiring you to possibly be more emotionally vulnerable, or like I'm hearing something about choosing your battles. And then Lalita Tripura Sundari, there's an energy here of sort of eroticism and your sexuality, and maybe your sexual expression and how it connects to your emotional expression. These aspects are kind of calling for you to reflect upon or do some work on. This is the positive judgment. Yeah, and then there's like a sense of arrival. So there's a little bit of work to do. The King of Cups again could be an energy where you're really kind of holding space for your emotions, and or there's a guide or somebody who comes in to help you and support you through this maybe a little bit of turbulence or initial sense of like, oh no, we lose a job or something goes off. But then there's some sort of exploration, emotional, maybe sexual for some of you, a little bit of exploration there that really is helping you to balance, find a deeper faith and commitment to your journey, to your path, and then feeling the rewards of that. The Judgment in the upright, you are coming into a state of greater receivership and completion, with regards to a lack of emotional clarity and possibly a hindrance in how you express yourself. Okay, thank you, Aries. You guys know, let me know if that resonates with any of you. We're gonna crack on. We're gonna get into Taurus, divine guidance and loving clarity for my Taurus. We have a little bit of a Christmas vibratory going on. Can you see my twinkly snowman? Taurus, divine guidance and loving clarity for my Taurus, divine guidance and loving clarity. So that come out is the Five of Cups. I just got like a little bit of a shiver vibratory, Taurus. There could be some grieving going on. Deep. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is this is very deep. This is profound. This is huge, like really grieving, emotional release. There could be losses from childhood. There is a dynamic of celebration. So, as in getting over the hurdle, or I am thinking of things like even funerals, sorry to say, like where it's super duper bittersweet, the loss and the grief, and yet there's aspects of serenity where we celebrate the memory, celebrate the good times, celebrate the positives of a situation. We mourn and grieve the loss of it simultaneously as we might come together with other people to celebrate someone's life, right? Okay, so the depth of the emotional grieving is actually a pretty big karmic release with the Ten of Pentacle reverse, with the Five of Pentacle reverse, and the Six of Cups. So there's like stuff from childhood, soulmate stuff, like for rejection, abandonment. I'm hearing guilt, even like where we harbor these wounds as martyrdom wounds, or these sort of sense of lack and victimhood. And this is a huge process for you, Taurus, by the looks of these cards, where you're really dropping in to purge and to release these burdens, like in the here now. So there's sense of really grieving some stuff. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, Taurus. Sending you guys loads of love. There's definitely some energies of imbalance that are wanting to sort themselves out. And there's a lone figure in the Five of Pentacles, or the Five of Cups, sorry. And I do feel that a lot of this emotional despair, emotional grief, you're having to process a lot of it on your own. And I can empathize with that. It's really, really painful and difficult. You're endeavoring to rebalance, you're endeavoring to find the strength to give back again, or to like put ourselves out there, but there's a sense of heartbreak. For some of you, like, I'm getting this sense of like, this is just a big karmic cycle, and it's profound, and it's quite painful through these cards. And it's like, if it's not like a love triangle thing or that kind of betrayal, it's like finding out that somebody from your past was like stealing from you, or pretending to be really kind and forthcoming, but actually like behind your back taking money. And like, it's heartbreaking being betrayed by a friend, or, this is more likely like home friends, people we love. There's such a delicate and profound healing taking place for you, Taurus. Of course, as always, if you're resonating. And again, that Six of Pentacles come through again. So that's like what I was getting before, is a lot of this emotional stuff. There's a reason it's happening alone. And it's possibly because there's some gossipy energy, or like people just outside the circle, or people that have witnessed something that are like talking crap, basically. So you're kind of being held by the Star card. This is very poignant. This is very deep. So I would definitely encourage you to really anchor into compassion and give yourself as much grace as you can muster. So I look down, I see the Two of Pentacles, and there's a sense of rebalancing. And then I did hear, let yourself manifest again, let yourself receive again. There's a diligence, isn't there? There's a persistence sometimes to emotional alchemy or to transforming life, just life, and you're in it, and you're kind of, it's almost giving me a feeling of when we're on our knees and we're like, why God, please? And then lo and behold, the next day or a fairly quick turnaround, like something appears and you're like, that I'm gonna move towards that. There's something that's coming in that will beckon you and call you out of some of the depth of really this healing. Star card, profound healing. 2 10s, right? Not the ones we want necessarily, but the 10s that are here are releasing you. I see these patterns for what they are. This is what it is. Let me process this pain. Let me release this heartache, this grief, this fear of lack of trust, and truly luxuriate in your own little like a magic kingdom or magic bubble. Okie dokie, my Taurus. So much love for you guys. So much love for you. Thank you for all the service and as far as the shadow work, etc. Divine guidance and loving clarity. We're going to move on to the Gemini lovers. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Gemini. What are the messages for the Gemini lovers? Ooh, interesting energy. There's seeming a clash. Conflict or clash, like I kind of get a sense, Gemini, that these are some people around you, people you're dealing with. There's 2 fire signs and a water sign. The Knight of Cups are coming toward each other. I feel like there could be like a battle. But I'm saying it lightly because it's a opposing forces or opposing ideas coming at each other. Having like intellectual debates, right? Having disagreements, but they are somewhat held. However, there is it's causing a certain amount of drainage or emotional friction that's like draining the energy from, I want to say, like both parties involved or all parties involved. There's like a clash of the titans. I'm hearing some just some clash of wills, like I want this, no, I want this. And because both people want different things, it's almost like opposites attract, or like there's an attraction, but that attraction doesn't seem in the card certainly to be evolving the parties involved. And I feel like maybe you're pulling back, or the other person is pulling back to be like, what is going on? Like, why is this happening? Why can't we seem to meet? Why can't we get eye to eye? Yeah, there's conflict here, Gemini. It's like, there's just... so Saturn, you're always looking at things in these readings. I'm seeing Saturn as a symbol there with Leo. It's like there's a battle of wills. Like there's both characters are super strong, determined, disciplined, but both have a will to shine. Both have a desire to be seen and heard. And Saturn is sort of indicating to me that this could be a karmic relation. Like all things are karmic, right? But like a deeply woven kind of karmic connection. Ooh, that's really enticing these people, or you, Gemini, to know your mind. Because the meaning energy would be like when we might have certain blind spots to the nature of our own mind, where our own mind is not being very nice to us or other person. distortions, right? Working out these distortions, right? So breath work has come through as a bit of a guiding force. Breath work, sitting with self. And again, it looks like these people, these two people, I'm getting a sense that they're the same people, two people involved with these clashes. Pardon me. One person in the reading, it's the female. One person is pulling away, like taking space, maybe working on some healing stuff or trying to reflect on stuff. But that battley energy is very present, and I feel that sense of like this mightn't be anything that needs resolving. It might just be a kind of clash of energetics. So the prana energy is really getting clear with our own mind, our own heart, our own root, right? And then really that's the work that can help clarify our individual path ahead. And that clarity can often be supportive for other people as well. Let's leave it there, Gemini. So divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance and loving clarity. We're going to move into Cancer energy. Divine guidance and loving clarity for my Cancer lovers. This is more ending of cycles. There's success here though, Cancer. This is nice. So it's like putting the work into something and feeling the reward of it. Putting the work in and feeling the reciprocity. It's like doing good work for clients and then, getting paid. Feeling successful in the work you do. So there's an up level, but you're aware too, there's probably been like maybe you've had to shapeshift some of your working life, or potentially you've had to go in like different directions to navigate that greater reciprocity, because you too have a 10 of Pentacle or a 10 of Sword. It's reversed though. So this is like success, overcoming these long-standing cycles, finally coming into yourself a little bit, coming out of some of your own mental traps. So there's also for you definitely been some profound healing that's just helping you feel more successful. Like, I did this and now I get that. Woo! And you're able to really give back. And then I think it might have been Aries. Strength with the Seven of Cups. So there's also this sense of like continuing to get clear on your desires, continuing to get clear on like what you're really wanting. Truth, getting to know the self. So some of you have really probably cut some stuff out, changing habits, dying to old ways or old belief systems. Even some of you might be connecting to spirit. You might be seeing a psychic or channeling yourself, even channeling the other side, right? I'm hearing that, talking to dead people. Part of the healing too could be a little bit, I'm getting a sense of social butterfly for some of you. And again, we've been over the holiday season, but coming into the new year, I think you might be expanding some of your social network. Just getting clear. I think this is a really nice reading for you, Cancer. There's an up level. There is a sense of newfound direction through this feeling of success and reciprocity after letting go of like bad relationships or like mental blind spots. So releasing certain limiting belief systems, which loops, helps you continue to clarify. I don't really want that, don't want that, or things that maybe used to confuse you, because there's a greater success and clarity in your own energetic balance and, the people in your life. There's reciprocity, there's a feeling of success. There could be financial growth or just better work. Energies like letting old stuff go, connected to belief systems, helping you get clear, removing blind spots, and then getting more social. Again, all part of the greater healing, right? Where you've probably, died to certain parts of yourself and are really wanting to move forward, feeling more successful. As you should, you deserve it. All right. So let's move on into Leo. Leo, divine guidance. Woo! Leo, divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance and loving clarity for Leo. What are the energies? What are the most important messages for the Leo lovers? Divine guidance and loving clarity. Intuish. Intuish reigns supreme here, Leo. So you're probably digging in or coming into greater sense of spiritual connection. You could be working with a healer as well. You've got success on your mind. You've got joy on your mind. I feel like for some of you, Leo, this high priestess energy is like really coming into your own, but with regards to coming into your own, possibly having a reframe or kind of looking over your perception or like what you want out of it, like how to navigate the work-life balance, focusing more on your home life and being able to embrace your kind of worldly successes or your sense of and desire of success and recognition with a happy home life. So there, maybe for some of you, there could have been a little ruffling of feathers. There could have been a little bit of like people, like say if you have kids and you're doing something out in the world and it's bringing success and there's a little bit of kickback from the kids. We never get to see you, mom or dad, and you're like, that's all right, I'm working on it. I really, so there's a sense of reflection, we've just come through the holiday period. And it might just be that your soul, your high priestess energy is calling you in to reflect on some things and be like, how could I be happier at home, and how could I feel more successful out in the world and work, but also bring that into my home life or allow my home life, right? And there could be some communication, there could be some things you need to hash out, and there might even be a sense of like wanting, again, to work with a healer. There's definitely a profound healing signature here where it's like, the high priestess working with a medium, working with a psychic, a healer, or you're really having to find a bit of time to yoke that for yourself, because here we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment, like feeling lucky. And so I just think you're probably going to want to take a little bit of time to get magical and like focus on connecting to your spirit, to allow that connection to inspire any changes that you're wanting and needing to take to move things forward, certainly with regard to your creative passions and your sense of like feeling successful in the world and having a happy home life and having the people in your home be happy as well. Yeah, there to me, when the stars reverse, to me that just feels like you might need a bit of help pulling in support to help you navigate where the perception might be a bit skewed or distorted. Okay, Leo, let's leave it there. We're going to move on into the Virgo energy. So Virgo. So divine guidance and loving clarity for Virgo. Divine guidance and loving clarity for my Virgo lovers. There's, for some of you, there's a burden here surrounding an Emperor energy. Or you're coming into Emperor, you're coming into greater strength. So that's more than likely the case here. You're coming into greater strength here, Virgo. Possibly navigating some love stuff or past grievances, right? You're not really, there's not a lot of movement here in January for you, Virgo. You're seemingly here. I'm hearing that expression of being stuck between a rock and a hard place. So for some of you, that more than likely you could be navigating some working situations. You're dealing either with a really great power within yourself or finding greater power within yourself to overcome something. I'm hearing ancestral. You're endeavoring to overcome something ancestral, possibly connected to the paternal line or your paternal lineage. There's a sense of like, oh God, no, like let it go, let it go. There's a really find your deeper strength here. Some of you, I feel like there could be a bit of a like having to talk to somebody, like we have to work this out, or you might be dealing with a Leo, Sag, Aquarius, or you're dealing with a little bit of a sense of depression, like feeling distant, feeling like less shiny, right? And yeah, totally. And the energy here is really like self-love, self-care, and that takes a lot of inner work sometimes, because even just resting our mind, or there's definitely a vibrational difference between just being in coping mechanisms and being able to like switch off and escape into whatever, versus like having a bath and going for a walk, or like genuine like quiet time, still time away from technology, and where you can like actually feel your body and chill. And so Virgo, this is like feeling kind of like stressful to the point where I'm like over here, especially, again, if it's resonating where you're like, I just haven't had the energy, or like, it's all just hard work and I feel a bit depressed, like I'm not shining. It's like you gotta serenade your self-love. You've gotta come back into like a juicy flow so that you can be of service, so that you can find that strength again. It's so real. Like finding stability is, and like there's so much nuance and discernment and self-awareness that comes along with navigating that sense of stability in this world, inner integrity and connection, and then pioneering that life. And Virgo is relevant too. I'm hearing something about daily habits are profound. I'm really coming back into that myself. I have a Virgo moon, but like realizing that it's our day-to-day habits that create our life, and less than desirable habits can so often just kind of like creep in and then create an effect, and it's like, oh shazam, I'm not digging on this effect. And then it's like looking at the ways through trauma, through exhaustion, through life change, whatever, that we kind of slip out of certain patterns. And then depending on the effect we're getting, it's like, okay, well, I'll have to invoke some better daily habits. So walking every day, eating proper food, having conversation and social time, etc. So finding your strength is like you committing to your self-love, your stability, your sense of like just loving life and being connected. That is what helps you let go of old burdens and truly find a greater sense of power. Alrighty, so let's go Libra. You guys are awesome, Libra. Holla Shazam. My Libra lovers. Let's go. Let's go. Libra, divine guidance and loving clarity. This is for Libra, divine guidance and loving clarity. All my lovers supreme. Right away, I'm hearing message of coming out of the darkness. So being liberated in your mind, or actually coming out of the darkness where you can see where your own mind might have been limiting you. There could be a lack of clarity and communication, or you could be getting communication from a higher up, a person of authority. But the person, so there's a connection here, but the Emperor reverse is somebody who might abuse their power. There's a sense of wanting to communicate, but again, you're like, there's a sense, Libra, for whatever reason, of being a bit closed off. Like, I would say really letting yourself come into your own mind. Ooh, big release point here, Libra. This is a burden. This feels like a burden to me. The Nine of Wands is like, I'm exhausted by this. I'm tired of carrying this weight, but I'm like, it's possibly connected to Emperor and maybe people you work with, work for. Emperor, somebody who like has the status and the power, but again, just like subtly abuses it. And again, it could be emotional manipulation with the King of Cups. Scorpio, there's definitely a water element here, both reverse. So this is somebody who probably with the moon. Libra, this is somebody who, manipulation supreme. This is why I get a weird funny feeling from this Page of Cups, like somebody delivering messages on their behalf, or it feels really energetically forthcoming, but then like all the energy behind it is like reversed, shadowy, and you're here in the dark going, why am I in the dark? And it's likely a fair amount to do with some closer connections that are not fully clear or honest. So I would be mindful here, Libra, just to take plenty of time for yourself, to take the blindfolds off and to release some of these burdens. I feel like these burdens are partly what is feeling way down for you. But then I pull the Sun card, as in you taking time, you unburdening, you He's like, the Sun card is like you coming into full power. And I'm hearing really just do what you want. I mean, if this is a love situation, like I'm literally hearing in my mind this sort of conversation between these people. In a love situation, if you're being like, but I love you, darling, I love you, and nobody will love you like I do, or there's an expression of love, but it's more anchored in like control than genuine love, because the Emperor is reversed and all these characters are reversed and they're in the shade. They're in the shadows of the moon. So, and then you're coming into the Sun, kind of tired. There's a sense here, Libra, of kind of knowing you're in the dark. Like, I can't see everything clearly, and I'm tired, but I'm exhausted. I'm kind of like okay about not seeing clearly, but I'm tired, and I don't want to carry the burden, and I just want to do what I want. It's like in some moments everything just feels clear, doesn't it? And like simple. It's just the beautiful mindscape that just complicates things. And you know what I'm getting to? Part of the complication is actually denying our intuition. Part of what confuses us, or like puts those blindfolds back on, is just denying what we know. We know what we know in a moment, but the rational mind and the way it's programmed, and of course when we're maybe used to, or most of us, with TV stuff, we get programmed, we get manipulated into kind of feeling and thinking and responding in certain ways. So you coming into full power is kind of taking the blindfold off and just going, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this. Just trust your chariot, right? You know the way for your soul, your spirit, and it's kind of like, see you later. The chariot energy is, to me, you being like coming into full power and just being like, see ya, as in the boss, the man, like, or emperors that abuse their power. Bye. This, you're all right, Libra. This is actually a pretty solid reading. There's a lot of power. Like there's a sense of regenesis and power coming through here. So just follow it, basically. Allow yourself to follow it. Okie dokie, let's move on. So Scorpio, divine guidance and loving clarity for Scorpio. Divine guidance, loving clarity. Okay, Scorpio, what are the energies for January 2025? Divine guidance and loving clarity for my Scorpio lovers. Scorpio, this right away I got the message of like having your eye on somebody, or somebody's got their eye on you. King of Wands is a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, but I heard Scorpio in the mix. So again, this could be you feeling a little bit more impassioned, emboldened. You're dealing with a little bit of indecisiveness, possibly around love, work, but also work stuff to do with one-to-one relationships, one-on-one relationships. Like maybe you're contemplating putting your rates up, or this energy is moving in opposite direction, which makes me think you might be making a decision to walk away from a love dynamic. The love dynamic is in the reverse. Yeah, Ten of Swords. So you might be deciding to walk away from imbalance, things where you're giving stuff and you're not getting back. So whether it's work, love, anything, you're possibly going through a bit of a metamorphosis around, I take Gus on dates, or I do this, or I'm doing this much, or we've been doing this for 3 years, so I'm going to put my rates up, or I feel like there's a little bit of a final judgment call around a love situation. Some of you, it's already happened, or you're stepping into this and you're like, man, I just want to break free. I just want to move in this direction. Why? Because it looks like some of this old stuff is really connected. Like, there's a lot of despair almost, like Ten of Sword. Like, you're just like, I can't deal with the feeling like being in a being the types of relationships where you somehow feel like you're not good enough. You're like, I don't want that anymore. I'm going to move in this direction. And that, I think it's a really difficult decision for you to make, but it looks like that's the one you're making because of the direction of the cards. And there's sacred geometry. So in a sense, like whatever you're following, the sacred geometry card is sort of affirming, not being able to align, like what is not really for us. Like if we can't truly align with that, it will never really work. And then I'm hearing following your North Node, Scorpio. So really digging in, knowing what you want for you, trusting your journey, trusting your path, and going in that direction. Making the decision to just basically cut out imbalance or cut out dynamics that you're just not digging on. Like, it's kind of simple. I said something about simplicity earlier. Okay. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Let's move on. Let's get into our Sagittarius energies. So Sag, divine guidance and loving clarity. So divine guidance and loving clarity. I wouldn't mind fixing that little wall that we had a leak. I had a leak in the roof, and the wall is a bit patchy there. I would prefer to not have that. But anyway, oops, I'd sidetrack. MJ. Divine guidance, loving clarity, Sagittarians, divine guidance and loving clarity. What we got? What we got from our Saggy. I'm hearing dollar bills. Dollar bills, Sagittarius, divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance and loving clarity for my Saggies. Man, you think about these collective energies and it's like, sometimes the cards are really reflecting something is going on collectively because there's a lot of kind of repeating cycles ending. This energy, straight up, Saggy, is almost like the end of a non-committal, not wanting to commit to stuff. And whether it's you or whether it's the people you're attracting, just this sense of going here, there, and everywhere, possibly getting a bit lost in the sauce, as they say, feeling unconnected, feeling like you got no strength, and you're facing down the shadows. So some of you could be in some shadow work that helps you to finally release some of these patterns, which really are connected to maybe not knowing yourself and taking on messages and from other people, other sources. Okay. So, as painful as it might be, really, really releasing these old cycles and going, I'm not doing that anymore. We're not doing that. It's like that final release will just turn things around pretty quickly. Like, you have a 9 of coins and the 9 of cups with the page of cups. So it looks like there's these messages that are really wanting to come through for you to follow and take heed. And it's 9 of coins, 9 of Pentacles, right? So it's the 9 and the 9. So there's something of real benevolence here that's wanting to move you forward. I feel like it's in your mind as well. A business idea, maybe. But here again, it's like you got to commit. where what you're dying to, or what you're having to really, really release and let go of, is like non-committing, which is a pattern in our mind as much as anything else. Fear of loss, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of blah, 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 blah. And finally going, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to believe in what I love and enjoy. And I'm going to trust in that evolution and process, right? I'm going to trust in those messages that are coming from within me. Why? Because what I was trusting before wasn't working. So there's a real dynamic shift, but there again, there could be some emotional grieving, some emotional processing, storming. Think of giving birth. Think of actually giving birth to a new life where you're never going to be the same again, right? You're not going to be the same as you were but before that birth. Oof, yeah. It's just a big, I got shivers, 10 of Wands. It's time to let go. It's time to release. I don't want to take that on. I don't want to do this. I want to do this. I'm going to find my strength again because I've got things worth pursuing. I think that's the dynamic shift too. You are worth it. Regardless of what you've been through in the past, you are worth it. It's time to get up. It's time to get up. Even after this, and 10 of Wands, carrying loads of energy from other people. You've got this, Sag. Okie dokie, let's move on, Capricorn. Capricorn, divine guidance and loving clarity. Capricorn. I have a Cap rising myself, Cap rising and South Node, so divine guidance and loving clarity. There's messages. Okay, so there's a bit of a glow up or a power up or a sense of really coming into your power, Capricorn. There seems like a new beginning, a brand new beginning. That King of Swords, so Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, this could be something coming in to restore your faith or to help you find greater strength and commitment to the determined path that you're on. You have choices floating around you here. Practicing gratitude, coming back to the basics, I'm hearing as well for some of you, where it's like just doing your gratitude journals. So more breath work, gratitude journals, really connecting to yourself. I mean, it's kind of wild. You're fully in your power here. You got loads of ideas around you. You got people sending messages. This King of Swords energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, this feels like potential collaborative energy. It's a funny feeling too, because it feels like a wish fulfillment, but you're really, your will or something is being tested. Like you're really being tested to possibly like let people help. Trust your intuition, trust the energies coming in. I don't really get a sense of foul play, but again, you're in your confidence, you're in your like power here, so really trust your sense of it, and as help comes in, go with that. Know that you have the power and the strength to discern that. You right away, there's a new idea, I want that, let's work on that, let's do that. A new idea, no, let's not move on that, right? And then just on the day-to-day, coming back into some breath work, some gratitude journaling, that could just help to stabilize this kind of new, more powerful energy that you're exuding or something like that. Alrighty. Moving on, Aquarius. Aquarius, divine guidance and loving clarity for my Aquarian lovers. Divine guidance and loving clarity. I really have had, oh no. I've had some amazing Aquarian collaborators. I remember having such good synergy with an Aquarian sun. My sister's an Aquarius sun as well. And this collaborative energy was just so fun. And I remember at one point she made that, she was like, well, yeah, air and fire. Like I have Aries sun. and like the air stokes the fire. And it was around the time that I was like hosting surf and yoga retreats and publishing the book and, you know, really stepping into the all to love stuff. And there's no doubt that those dynamics really inspire us to be more of who we are. Divine guidance and loving clarity for Aquarius. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Right away, Aquarius, I get the message of out of love. And then the Five of Sword, where there's been some fighting. Like straight up in a love situation where you're just fighting loads. One of the people could be drinking or doing some ridiculous stuff with other people. You don't want to, Eight of Cups or Eight of Pentacle reverse, I'm looking at. Bottom of the deck, I'm feeling really, truly like you don't want to work on this anymore. Because you're just fighting. I feel like there could be a difference of, like a conflict of interest, even at this stage. You know, these are specific messages for whomever stumbles upon them, but this feels like a long-standing love relationship, a marriage, 7 years at least, that kind of thing. And you're like, I think I gotta cut it loose. This is not fun anymore. So, okay, you're feeling maybe a little, another relationship. There's another one coming in, but you're not gonna rush. I just feel like exhausted by this, and so I'm thinking you're just gonna want to like sit it out for a bit, you know, lay low, maybe go just have holiday with the fam or holiday alone. I did that for like a good couple years in a row, or not a couple years in a row, but I know that there was at least 1 year that sticks out in my mind where, you know, my partner at the time obviously invited me to go to his family, but he's like, you know what? I'd sent my Christmas presents back to Canada, and I was just happy being completely by myself and watching videos, staying in all day, having in my snuggly socks, like just having the day I wanted to have for me because I had a day off, even, you know, like rather than feeling pressured to do some social thing with people that I don't even really know, you know. So it's like you know, it's just Aquarians are okay usually being on their own, and this is you taking a break and going, or you know, you do the holiday family thing, you're newly single, it's like Holla Shazam, and then you take the Jan 25 time to just sit out and go, why didn't this work out, and this not been fun, and or like maybe it's a little bit of daydream time, as much as there might be as well a bit of melancholy of just being on your own properly, right? But like then there's a sense of getting perspective, because the sword with the Two of Cups reverse, I'm like, this is often is the case, it's as much about the people, but it's often our own conflicts, or it's our own expectation, it's our own ways of reacting to things. It's like you're being ushered to move through a different door, but you're gonna have to take a little moment first. You're like, well, this stuff didn't work out, why? And okay, so what would I like for my future? How would I like partnerships to look and feel? And I'm thinking about, oh no, that would be a Capricorn more, but you know, Mars retrograde, Mars, how we take action, moving back. Leo's your 7th house, right? So it's like moving back over like relationships and just like, what the fuck are they? And like, how should it feel? And how do I want them? It can be, this feels much aligned with like a romantic type of relationship, but it can sometimes, I think when we go through relationship dynamic, we're actually metamorphing our entire one-to-one relating and how we perceive ourselves in those exchanges. It's like what I thought I wanted, I don't want anymore. And now I'm going to have to figure out what I want and stop putting work into the things I don't want. Okie dokie. Pisces. Divine guidance, love and clarity for Pisces. Divine guidance and love and clarity from my Pisces lovers. My Pisces lovers. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Should we have a little coffee sip? Would you guys mind? Look at everything's matching. Hey, if you're still here or you're Pisces and you just jumped, hey there, I'm MJ. Check out the merchandise. T-Mill, the company I collaborate with, is amazing. And they're just bringing out more. We now have baseball hats and more different types of bags and some really cool, we have like kangaroo pocket hoodies now. We have full zip up hoodies. I'm so excited. I've wanted the full zip up hoodies for ages. Some nice, just like basic with a lot of them are just with that logo, the heart logo, which I have a tattoo in the back. What's got this? Let's got one on his shoulder. I've got another internet friend who got one on her wrist. She inspired me to get the Unalum here, but she put an Alta Love heart, and then I'm planning. Anyway, little ramble. So Pisces, January 2025. I don't think I've said it enough in this video. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Pisces, divine guidance and loving clarity for Pisces. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Let's get into it. What are the messages for Pisces? People stumbling upon this video. What are the main messages for Pisces for January 2025? Okay, decisions. You could be getting a message, possibly from somebody from the past. The message could be unlucky. Like the message could somehow deflate your self-esteem or confidence. It's like getting a message from our own mother that just makes us feel shitty. Queen of Cups reverse. Maybe it's a past lover or an auntie or a mother or a sister, or do what you like with the genders. A brother, a cup reverse where, why did you do that? Or, so you're being tested, Pisces. And I feel like you've got a decision. It's a decision. What's the decision about here for Pisces? What is this decision? What is this message coming? And you're needing to make a decision about something. Is this a relationship? Back and forth communication here. These decisions about documents. There was a travel card too. Like, I don't know if you're in a long-standing relationship and one of you is getting an opportunity to travel abroad, like go do some research or do some work thing abroad, and you've got documents to sign, but you going away is making the partner, like your partner, super upset, and so you're trying to have communications, but neither of your it's almost like neither people are really seeing eye to eye on this. There's some emotional pain. You're just gonna have to do what's right for you, Pisces. I think you're feeling like I've got to balance these energies, and that I think this is an upsetting situation for you, and yet the decision feels to be pulling you in the like, yeah, but I have to do this for myself. Like, that's what I mean, like going abroad, getting an opportunity to go abroad and do some dream expedition or something, as an example, or go study somewhere, or go take a job somewhere, or get in work, and the documents are going to come in. They're like, so what? You're just going to go away for 9 months, or you're going to leave for a year, or like, will I come visit? And there's one person in the situation is just like really depressed, really upset about it, and you're trying to communicate. And the other, and I feel like this is more your energy, Pisces, but you're like, I'm sorry. I love you, but I just have to do this. This is really hard for you, but you know that you're not. It's like you, by staying, you know you're not going to be able to make your wishes come true. You're not, you know, on like a soul level that I have to go do this thing. I have to go find myself. I have to go on this journey, right? To overcome some things, yo. And then it's like the other person is like, boo, don't go. So separation, I'm hearing there could be a separation. It's like changing our mind. Oh, I thought you wanted to stay. I thought we wanted to have a family. I thought we were going to grow old together. And you're like, maybe that's still going to happen. But the change is that I've now got an opportunity that's a holla shazam, and I want to really explore the opportunity. Because there is a sense of success here. For you, there's a sense of success. And I am getting a feeling of like, you don't have to break up. You know, this is really sad, but it doesn't necessarily to me feel like the total end. I would say, you know, keep the faith. And then for some reason over there's a Two of Cups reverse. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups reverse. So maybe it is. Maybe you're like, well, let's kind of unravel this, or let's cut some aspects of the relationship. That could be why the person's extra sad as well. But then I'm like, just keep communicating, have the faith. You're feeling like I have to find the strength to go after what I want. And even if the going after what I want right now is upsetting to you, let's keep communicating and just see how we go. Because for you, you're like, I have loads of love for you, but then there's also this option here. A little bit of like, I don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Curious. I'm curious if that resonates with you. There's no doubt, and we often know it, I think, when we've lived through it, but like there's definitely like an activation happening. Like you're being called to go do something. And I would say this queen is just taking a bit of time to like process and heal, but you know, like anything, if it's meant to be, it will be. Happy January, everybody. Thank you. Check out the T-mail store. Check out the Patreon account. So patrons will be getting this first. And then the subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to altalove.com, subscribe there for just monthly shout outs. We tend to send out little newsletters once a month. You can book readings, you can book consultations for yoga, meditation at the website. And otherwise, just go buy some love stuff and support the brand, support small businesses. And, you know, if you're into using tarot, if you're into just getting to know the self with certain fundamentals via the yoga traditions, then feel free to reach out and we could work together. Otherwise, thank you everybody so much. Thank you all so much for a wonderful year. Thank you for your ongoing love and support. And again, just my true desire and wish is that we find that connection to love and source from within self, so that we can use it to love ourselves so much that we can continue to love one another, and at least just be present, you know. Like I got a really good quote one time where they said, you know, presence doesn't mean you feel good all the time. Sometimes we need to be present with ourselves and other people when we're in the emotional shits, you know, like being present to just the full spectrum of our lives, and doing the inner work necessary to keep coming back and tracing those triggers back into compassionate love, so that we can see clearly and understand this reality through a more empathic and compassionate lens. Here's to a loving 2025. Let us be springing out, continuing to birth new paradigm communities around the globe that support the sustainability and the connection of one another on this planet, and to dissociate and continue to kind of energetically via love really stand down any corruptive forces, any control forces that would, you know, control and manipulate for their own weird gain at the disservice of their brothers and sisters. So here we are. Let's continue that trajectory of a greater loving planet. I do believe, and yet here I am really as an example where I've done all this work and stuff, and I'm like, it's really just finding the daily habits that work for us. When we get to know ourselves well enough, we can usually find the right ones and keep kind of tweaking them a bit. But, you know, to me, a pretty simple daily life. And continuing to share the love via the internet, because it seems to be part of the ways that we're all guided to support and love one another on this rather challenging but very extraordinary journey of life. Hala Shazam, my lovers. Have a wonderful, if you're seeing this before the holiday period, have a wonderful holiday and festive period with your loved ones. Have a wonderful bringing in the new year, and I'll look forward to cracking on with our daily shares, our Patreons, and our monthly All Signs readings. Have an awesome one, you guys. Take care. Peace out.